What I think Mr. Hamba is saying is that this is the position of the law. If Professor Iwu faced the same situation under the circumstance of the law, are you then saying that the law is not the same?
Did they just remember that law now, after trying all tricks? You have seen all signs of desperation everywhere. Mr. President in 2011, when he wanted our votes in Lagos, was coming to Lagos every week. After we voted for him, after Lagosians voted for him, we never saw him in Lagos since then. He has started coming to Lagos every week again now.
Let me understand what you're saying.
Are
you saying that the circumstances
Chamberlain, Yoruba people say, Tí o bá ṣe rere, ara kì yóò yá ọ. If you have done well, you'll be able to hold your head high.
Okay, are you saying that the circumstances determine whether or not the law is applicable in this circumstance?
Let me clear one issue. The law didn't say the person must proceed on terminal leave. It leaves a space if he has to. You understand? But what we are saying, like she said when she was asking him questions the other time, I mean, somebody has prepared for election, it's 20-something days to the election. One car is bad. You have driven the car from Lagos to Ogere. You now say it's bad. You now, instead of proceeding from Ogere to Ibadan, you now return to Lagos to pick up another car.
You know, we'll go back to Mr. Hamba, but very quickly, if he said that's the law for him, that the way Chamberlain pointed out, reminding you what he said, what do we do in this circumstance if we're saying it is the law? Should he go or still stay?
I am not even... You see, I don't have a reason personally or politically to decide if Professor Jega should go or not. But what I'm telling you is that their actions are suspicious. And the law doesn't say Professor Jega must proceed on terminal leave.
Let me go to Mr. Hamba because, well, Mr. Hamba, there are so many things that people are trying to point out here. We have seen the powers of the president. The president, in the history of Nigeria, we've seen presidents extend the tenure of Inspector General of Police, extend the tenure of even Comptroller General of Customs. Well, in this case, as it is now, don't you think that the president can also extend the tenure of Professor Jega to put pay to all of this?
If he decides not to, it is within his prerogative and within the law. You see, one thing we must be very careful about is this question of adjusting a legal situation to partisan circumstance and convenience.
You know, my question is that historically, we've always adjusted it in the history of Nigeria.
Yes. If he found it necessary to extend, and I know that Nigerian public criticized it at that time of it, people don't like it. And if he had learned his lesson about extension and now does not want to fall into the pit of criticism anymore, why should he be blamed? The important thing is that he's acting within the law. If President Jonathan had moved an inch outside the law, I won't be in his corner. But nobody has said it's going contrary to law. Let us watch this situation of a group of people who insist on things happening their own way, even if it's against the law. It's a warning to everybody in this country. We must be very careful about it, because the rule of law anticipates a situation where a person has a right to act, must be allowed to act without anticipating whether A or B will be happy with it or not. It will appear that the APC wants only those things that will please them to happen. And their insistence on Iwu also raises issues, as the man there, Ahmed is saying. Why are they very much particular about it? Why is it in their own personal interest alone? Look, I watched this. We were talking about the reader, the
card reader,
PVC reader. I watched it demonstrated in the Senate. The likelihood of elections lasting till 9 p.m. exists, considering the time frame for dealing with one.
Well, Well, we
These are
also
things
watched
that
it
will be
here
taken
live in our studios, and we saw it. It was done in record in seconds. Well, you got all of that sorted out. So I wouldn't know what cadre that they brought to the Senate. But specifically speaking, you said you wouldn't want to say anything on it, but now we're talking about it. So let's go back to it. I still would want to get clarifications how the PDP and some others wouldn't want us to use, well, a system that can guarantee us, well, an election that you would want to call credible, so that no one comes to impersonate me or you, Mr. Ahamba.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I wouldn't know why the party would say we don't want to use it. But I was talking about my own observation, my own personal observation, not as PDP, but as Mike Ahamba, and my concerns on the day we were looking at it. But it didn't lead me to say, but if there is something that now has led the party to say we don't want to use it, I wouldn't make a comment on that decision unless I'm properly briefed as to why they took the decision. This is what I was saying. I didn't say I wouldn't say anything about it. I said I will not react to the PDP position because I don't know why it came to that. But I'm talking about what I saw the day they went to the Senate. I know that it took them, each one of them took a lot of time. And also we talked about breakdowns and alternatives and the rest of them. I don't know. No. But personally, I want a situation of authenticity to operate. But if there's a reason why they are now saying it's not happened, I want to know before I make a comment. That's my position.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mike Ahamba. Let me get
if they actually want Professor Jega to go, I believe very strongly that it is because they do not believe it will do their bidding anymore.
What if you find out that that's the position of the law?
They were not talking about that before.
What if you find out?
The law does not say Professor Jega must go. That person occupying that position must proceed on terminal leave. It is only an option provided. You understand? They said Professor Jega held meetings with our leaders in Dubai. They have not mentioned those people. Mr. President, when he went to visit the troops at the front in Baga, you saw he was wearing 5 stars. And a general in the Nigerian army wears only 4 stars, which means Mr. President is his boss. Is the boss of that 4-star general, is the commander-in-chief. And he told us that before those service chiefs, talked about security as an excuse for postponement, they did not discuss with him. So all these are happening.
All right, Dr. Ahmed, we have to go. We're completely out of time on this one. Thank you very much indeed for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Wale Ahmed is a member of the APC, and Mr. Mike Ahamba, SAN, is a member of the PDP. Well, that's the show today. We thank you all for watching. We'll be back next time, and thank you both for coming on. Chamberlain also.
Thank you.
Well, many thanks. I'm Sulaiman Alede.
Have a great day.